It's another beautiful day in the city of Abuja, Nigeria's capital. So rise up, get up, and make it a goal-getting day. Welcome to Good Morning Abuja, your one-stop show, your best morning show for everything informative, educating, as well as entertaining. My name is Neka Igwe, and of course it is coming to you via the Unity Station, NTA Channel 5, Abuja. Well, as usual, we'll bring you a healthy dose of our morning motivation to put your pedestal on the right note. Let's listen to what Coach Didi has to say this morning.
Kulu, the kindest thing you can do for yourself is let people go when they want to go. You can beg and chase and will for them not to, but when they make up their mind they are really going, let them go. You see, the thing is, if you do not let people who no longer want to be in your space go, you cannot make room for the people who want to be in your space. Stop forcing relationships. Stop forcing change on people. The only person you can force anything on is yourself. So when was the last time you held yourself accountable for where you are in your life? Taking full responsibility. Sitting and thinking about it and doing something. Not focusing on your problems or solutions, but focusing on what you can. Not focusing on your problems, rather, but focusing on your solutions. So let people go. You see this mental health illness? It's because you keep trying to force things to be in the way you want them to be, and they will never be. People are responsible for their own decisions. Let them be and let them go if that's what they want.
All right, welcome back. Up next is our fitness corner. Why don't you get up and be a part of our exercise to keep your body healthy and fit? When we come back, we will go straight into our discussion segment for the day.
What is going on, ladies? In today's video, we're going to be doing a jump rope workout. Let's all work out together because you're going to burn some calories with this jump rope workout. Yeah?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Find that rhythm, ladies. Remember, you're only going 50% of your full speed. Then we have a 20-second sprint. Keep jumping.
You know you that outside this conversation. Always think gracious, trust me. After the beat, here we go. Don't stop that, don't stop, don't stop that. Don't stop that, don't stop. Hot sauce in my bag, swag. Don't stop that, don't stop, don't stop that. Don't stop that, don't stop that.
Let's go, ladies. Sprint as fast as you can. If you trip up, it's okay. Keep going.
Don't stop that, 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 don't stop that. Don't stop that, don't stop, don't stop that, don't stop, don't stop that, don't stop, don't stop that.
Welcome back from our fitness corner there, and I hope you indulge because, as I always say, a moving body is a healthy body. We'll take a short break right now, and when we come back, there is more on the program today.
Hello friends, welcome to Kiddies World. My name is Omarade with Erse. Here with me is
the Guntail and Kwasi Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun and I hope you had fun.
Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion, orchids, and buffaloes.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us on Good Morning Abuja for today. And discussion segment is right on. My guest is already in the studio with me to discuss food security, mechanized farming in focus. Please let's meet and greet the ever-intelligent and dynamic Global Director, Africa House, Engineer Abayomi Onosonya. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you for your wonderful words.
Thank you so much. You do add value every time you're on this set. It's always a pleasure to interact with you.
Mine.
Thank you so much. Please give us a vivid imagination of what mechanized agriculture is all about.
All right. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, Abuja. Thank you for having me. Mechanized farming, simply put, is the introduction of modern machinery into the heart of agriculture, which could range from um, moving using tractors to cultivate the land to processing the food using machineries. And it is interesting to know that mechanized farming has been around for a while. And when we say mechanized farming, we're trying to remove the human component, or shall I say, the human labor, the human energy from agriculture in order to have an efficient production systems. And the evolution of mechanized farming started from people using bulls and a beast of burden to actually till the land. If you remember in those days, and even some places in India till today, you see bulls being yoked, and then tied to what's it called, the different plowing equipment and all that. So that's some form of mechanized farming, because you're taking the mechanical energy away from human being and then transferring it to an animal. But in the modern age, we're talking about using large equipments, machineries to ensure that our food production is efficient, and of course, for the whole idea of having food security. That's what you can define mechanized farming as.
What seem to be the challenges associated with mechanized agriculture?
Wow, I mean, mechanized farming is no brainer really, because the population of the world keeps growing astronomically. And then, in order for us to be able to feed the new mouths that we're adding every day, we need to start producing food fast enough. And not only producing the food, we need to ensure that we have a mechanism for processing, storing, and then selling those foods without having losses. And that being said, the major challenge has been in the Nigerian context has been the mentality behind agriculture. Because when you mention agriculture to a young person, what the person will tell is, oh, it's for old people. No, I don't want to get involved with it. And I want to, have wear a suit and a tie and sit behind the desk, and agriculture is for people in the village. So we need to change the orientation of Nigerians in general to say, you know what, agriculture can be fun and can be modern. And doing so, you now discover that young people fresh from the university will start getting involved in the agriculture, because it doesn't require human muscles anymore. Gone were the days of people carrying hoes and cutlasses, to till the land, to harvest and all that. So by the time you include modern machineries, the guy knows he can sit in his office, sit in his computer, press one or two buttons, and the tractor will start moving by itself. That's fun. In fact, it's like playing a video game. You see, so it becomes so attractive. In fact, if you go to places like Netherlands, you discover that most of the farmers are young people in their 20s, you see, because they have access to tractors. And in fact, you discover that even in America, there are generations of modern farmers where the grandfather started it, his son inherited it, and then the young generation in their 10s and 12-year-olds, they're now trying to get into the family business. And they tell, the moment I graduate from university, I'm going straight to farm. He's not interested in looking for a job and all that. So the mentality has to be reoriented to say, guys, we modernize agriculture can be fun, and it can be very, very, very profitable. And the second challenge is people see agriculture as a business that is not so lucrative, because they've seen the past, they've seen our forefathers, our grandfathers who've done agriculture for several decades, and they don't see any change in their lifestyle. They still live in the village. Okay, in the worst case scenario, the guy will have a house, he will struggle to pay your school fees and all that. But with mechanized farming, you discover that you can be 25-year-old and own assets up to $200-300 million, and this exists all across the world. So in Nigeria of today, we need to start mechanized farming to make agriculture fun, because agriculture can be really, really, really fun. Trust me, because it is interesting. You see something you plant yesterday, you harvest it with machines, you process the content, because even planting, starting from land preparation, in fact, can be mechanized.
Tilling
the land, exactly. Because I like to use practical examples. We do for agriculture in my organization, and then we do a side-by-side comparison. When you tell the laborers to go to the field to clear the field, they will go with cutlasses, axe, and all that. It will take them months and months to clear maybe 10 hectares. But a tractor will come, or a bulldozer, it will just bulldoze all the stumps and everything away. And then before you know it, the tractor comes in, it tills the land, a planter comes in, plants the seed, and then even irrigation is mechanized. No longer you have to wait for rain. Say, oh God,
Right.
please send out the rain.
And
But
that
now
means they can do it all year round.
thank you very much. So that means instead of harvesting once a year, you can do it 2-3 times a year. So you're earning triple your income. So what will not happen is the cost of food prices will reduce, because you now discover that now the mudu of gari maybe is 1,002, 1,003. If I'm harvesting 3 times a year, I can sell the mudu for 500 naira to 300 naira, 400 naira, because I'm being productive, and I no longer have to pay a lot of money for laborers and whatnot. So it's the whole benefit is just fantastic for us to miss out on, and we really, really, really need to focus on this in order to be able to feed ourselves.
I want to believe that the whole essence of this is food security.
Correct.
As regarding that, what are the expected benefits for mechanized agriculture in Nigeria?
Well, the expected the number one benefit is hunger will disappear.
I like the sound of that.
Exactly, me too. It sounds great, right? Hunger will disappear because we'll be more productive. And I'll give an example. I'll give you some data. In Brazil, they have one tractor per every 65 hectares. In Nigeria, it is estimated we have one tractor for 10,000 hectares. And as a result, Brazil is one of the largest producers of soybean, maize, and certain agricultural commodities, even livestock, because many people will ask themselves, okay, how can mechanized farming assist the livestock industry? The truth is, when you imagine you are growing 20 million tons of soybean every year, that means you have enough extra food for people to eat, and then the waste from the soybean, guess what you use it for? Animal feed. So it's a way of even solving the header farmer crisis. Because imagine I own a farm of 10,000 hectares, only growing maize. And I know that the moment my tractor is harvesting, the maize is coming into my barrels, and then the waste is going one side. So I can now tell the herders, okay, guys, I have 5,000 tons of maize chaff. Go feed your animals on it. So that way, they are satisfied. I'm making money. So number one is there will be enough food. Number two, you discover that we will create, our nation will earn foreign income. Okay. Because the truth is, once we become very, very efficient in producing food, we will have so much food that they will be forced to export the balance. You see, and the rest. So then,
more than enough.
Thank you very much. So that's why Brazil is the largest exporter of meat, of soybean, maize, and certain commodities, because they produce so much for themselves, and the excess they are exporting, and they are earning an income, foreign income. So millions and billions of dollars will start flowing into the economy. That's the second benefit. And number three, that many people don't see, agriculture or mechanized farming would keep our nation safe in terms of our stomach and our livelihood as human beings. All this banditry, this thing will stop.
Because youths will be engaged.
Thank you very much. That's one angle. Another angle that you have to look at it from is that, I tell people that when you go to Europe, when you travel along the highways, all you will see are farms. You can drive for 6 hours, you just see maize farm, soybean farm, wheat farm, all across the highways. And this is the thing I've been preaching for a while now. Imagine all those thick jungles we have in Nigeria when we're driving from, let's say, Abuja to Newi. We plant corn on those highways. Where would the criminals hide? They have nowhere to hide. That's the reality.
No jungles anymore.
So there won't be places that are not administered by security forces, because we've cultivated food in everywhere. And this is my philosophy. My philosophy is this: every local government should be assisted, or shall I say, invest in mechanized farming, such a way that those trouble spots in our society, we just turn them to large-scale farms. I'm talking farms on 1 million hectares. We just imagine Kebbi, imagine Katsina. We just plant wheat all across the whole entire landscape. So where will the bandits keep their kidnappers? There's no place to hide, literally. So it's just food. And of course, if there's food, they will be forced even themselves to go into agricultural business. Okay, fine. Let's be farmers too. So agriculture, mechanized agriculture, has a way of keeping us safe as a nation. Because imagine you tell the common farmer today and say, listen, okay, I'll give you fertilizer, I'll give you seed. The guy has to go to the bush himself. He has to cut and cultivate. He gets tired. So he will say, out of this 100 hectares, I can only do 2 hectares because I'm limited by my muscles. So, but with machine, he can do it in a day. Everywhere is gone. So there is no hiding spots for criminals. So we'll be safer as a nation. Agriculture, mechanized farming is in my opinion, is one of the biggest or one of the topmost areas where we can find safety in this nation. And of course, our stomach will be full. That's the concept behind it.
Thank you so much. Now let's talk about policy and other dynamics. What can government do to enhance the mechanized farming in Nigeria?
Well, I mean, the government is trying. I'll say that off the bat. But the truth is, our problem is not that the government is not trying. Our number one problem is our policies are disconnected. I'll use Niger State as an example. Niger State, when the new government came in, he said, okay, he wants to mechanize agriculture in Niger State. And then he purchased some tractors from, I don't know where. And then he's going on that policy, they're supporting him and all that. Then you see that the next state to him or not the next state, simply they're doing nothing about mechanized farming. So what we need to do is we need to have a national coordinated policy that carries along all the 36 states of the Federation and lefties and say, you know what, mechanization is the top priority for all our states. Not that state one is doing it, state two is not doing it. Because if this guy mechanizes and this guy doesn't mechanize, poverty moves from here to here. So it's a collective effort, it's a policy that should encourage mechanization of farming. And number two is we need to dedicate a huge percentage of our budget to mechanized farming. What do I mean by this? Mechanized farming will not just happen because we want it to happen. It will happen because we have to invest money into this. And one way to do this is to look beyond just importing tractors. Believe me, we have competent engineers in Nigeria. We do it in my organization. We can build those tractors. We can build those food roasters, those food processors, so that from A to Z, we're engaging our engineers in the universities. As you're graduating, come to our center, come to this center, let's build made in Nigerian tractors. There are engineers who do this, by the way, but they don't have the visibility. So, and they don't have that national policy to back them up. So we're looking at policy, finance, and engaging the youths in the actual building of this equipment. Because if we say we want to mechanize by importing, it will not happen in 1,000 years because these equipments are expensive. Imagine importing a single tractor for $300,000. That's a lot of money. So, but we can build it for 1% of the cost if we actually look inward and the technology is available for us to leverage on in all the areas of the agricultural value chain.
Quickly, before we wrap up, the private sector are also very strong stakeholders. What roles can they play?
Well, I would say private sector has a key role because government can't do everything, obviously. We need to start investing our money in mechanized farming. We cannot keep opening car showrooms. If you see the number of car showrooms in Abuja alone, you will scream. Imagine if all those, each car represented one tractor. You know how much food will grow, how richer those car showroom owners will be. So we private sector need to start putting our money into mechanized farming, knowing that the government is supporting us, and of course we will be safer and there will be more money coming into the economy. So it's a win-win situation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming and being your amazing self as usual. And I hope we'll be with you again very soon.
Thank you so much.
Stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we have more interesting discussions.
I don't even know where to start from. Like, which of the questions like,
yes, it's ladylike. And today we have a fantastic personality.
Who run this mother? Who run the world? Girls. 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 Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother?
What a man can do, a woman can do even better.
A journey of exploration and empowerment on Young Hearts.
At Young Hearts, we believe in the power of youth to shape the future.
You can say we are too young and we know too much.
There are so many young people who are very skilled and talented.
Join us as we embark on this transformative journey of discovery and growth.
Join us
Every Monday, 5:30 p.m.
At 5:30 p.m.
on NCA Channel 5, Abuja. Hello friends, Welcome to Kiddies World. My name is Omerde with Erse. Here with me is
Oguntayo and Kwasi Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun and I hope you had fun.
Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion, orchids, and buffaloes.
Welcome back. Well, my next discussion is with a philanthropist as well as a social worker, the founder CEO, Frugal Empowerment Foundation, Mr. Frugal Osazua. Good morning and welcome.
Thank you for having me.
He's also here in the company of the foundation's secretary, Ms. Grace Ojiji. Good morning, Ms. Grace.
Good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Mr. Frugal, let's start with you. Tell us about the vision and mission of the foundation.
Yes, the Frugal Empowerment Foundation was established in the year 2017, and the primary aim is the relief and prevention of poverty all over the world by assisting in the area of education, training, and all the necessary assistance designed to enable individuals to sustain, income. We have seen dysfunctionality among communities, and we think that somehow we can fill that gap. As you see, people striving to even take their children to the hospital with no money to do that. People trying to do petty business and with no money to do that. And people who has been displaced somehow. And we understood that the government is trying its best. But unfortunately, we are looking for a way where we can fill this gap, a way of reaching out to the community and helping them to build their capacity to be self-sufficient.
Nice. Tell us what inspired the creation of this foundation. What inspired you?
Yes, I came from a family where I lost my mom when I was very small, and life wasn't easy, very tough. I was much more thinking about not just myself, my siblings, what I can do to help them, through life. And during this period, I can understand what it is to not having much to look after yourself, or not having much to become who you want to be. And this inspires me. As I grow older, then I was in school, and I tried to see what I may be able to put in place to support myself and support my immediate family. But during that time, I noticed that there are other relatives, there are friends that they're looking for a means of survival in life. I was able to help them. And now, what inspires me most is when I traveled to UK after my study here in Nigeria. And there's this awful news coming from the Libya, how people who are trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea, and how those people are drowning on a daily basis and how they are dying. And the majority of these people, they are Nigerians. So, and that gave me like sleepless nights. I would just wake up in the night and I would just be crying. So I was looking for a way to prevent those kind of happening. That if these people, they are comfortable where they're coming from, they will not be taking this dangerous risk. And this was how I came up with the idea of, bringing communities together and identify the problems that this community actually have, and finding a way to solve those problems. This is what inspires me.
Thank you so much. Let me come to you, Ms. Grace. In the context of this, your foundation and what you have been doing, what does the Frugal Empowerment Foundation mean to you?
Okay, actually, I'm someone who is driven by passion for humanity. So Frugal Empowerment Foundation has actually given me that platform to reach out to my community, to reach out to the vulnerable and the underprivileged people, where you get to show them love, you get to impact them positively, you share relief materials with them, just like most of our schemes, like the charity aspect of our foundation. where we reach out to the vulnerable, especially those in the IDP camps and others. So this is like more like a platform for me to exercise my passion.
That's amazing, very amazing. I come to you, Mr. Fogel. What are your target audiences? What type of communities do you target in the course of your empowerment initiatives?
And yeah, the Frugal Foundation is so diverse because the dream is so big.
Okay.
But we've been able to streamline it into three main categories, which is the charity, where we reach out to crisis victims, elderly communities. And we also have identified the other category, which is talent development. Like say, for instance, in Nigeria here, there's so many young people who are inspired to become something they choose to be in life, whether you're a musician or you're an engineer. But the opportunity is not always there for them. So in order to fill that gap, that vacuum, or to empower these people, we have a category known as talent development. This is where we are able to nurture those people through talents and assisting them, putting them in the industry where they're originally supposed to be. Yes. We have the skill initiative, and which is part of the project we are doing right here in Abuja, like the small business empowerment, designed to support petty traders across Abuja. We started the program here in Abuja, but now it's now spread to Lagos, and I just came from Edo now.
That's interesting. Yeah. So now, how do you ensure in inclusivity, particularly for women, youth, and the disadvantaged?
Inclusivity, we have always been very inclusive, but I think depending on what inspires us and those communities that we think they're desperately in need, like in Abuja, we see that empowering women here is going to be a very huge significant thing, in the aspect that, like, when you go out, you saw a woman hawking on the street, all those fruits here. Then on the evening, you also see the same woman, she's begging. And you want to know why is it that she has to hawk food during the day, then in the evening she's begging? Why? So one of the visibility studies that we've done, we found that some of those petty traders, they do not really have enough funding to even go and buy their goods. So which means they will have to go and borrow. Either they take these goods from people who will sell for them credit, and they have to go and hawk. And when they're hawking these fruits, they're also vulnerable in terms of the pricing, because they want to sell. If they don't sell, the food get perished. And at the end of the day, the profit they're generating it cannot really sustain them. Imagine a woman that have up to 5 children, and she's not a widow. Yeah. And when you ask her, how much did you get as profit from this business? She tell you it's 4,000 naira. But to me, I don't know, as far as Abuja is concerned, 4,000 naira, is that the money you want to use to take taxi home after your sales? And which we realize that it's not sustaining them. So what we tend to do is to empower them through financing. Because when they have that financial independence, and we believe they'll be able to do something substantial, in terms of going to the market to buy their own goods, they'll be able to negotiate a good price. Then coming to sell, they'll be able to sell at a reasonable price, but they're not under too much pressure. We've started that since, I think, 2021. But now we have grown the number up to, it's going to be 106 by this event we are doing this Wednesday. We are desired to support petty traders, up to 100 petty traders, which are women here in Abuja, with 150,000 naira each as business startup.
Nice. Ms. Grace, you're young and passionate. Talk to me about some of the initiatives and campaigns that you have been a part of for this foundation with regards to the young people.
Okay. I would say like the charity aspect, mainly which I have mostly engaged in. Reached out to a lot of young people, and especially children. So most of these children, you see, based on crisis, community crisis and all that, you find them displaced and mostly helpless. So we've been able to reach out to them. Some we've sponsored them through school. Some we've engaged in skills. We have some of them who we encouraged, like in the talent aspect, like he said earlier. We have some who we nurtured their skills also in like specific industries where they are very good at. We have a lot of artists we have nurtured and mentored, which are doing great in their industry currently. So yeah, so that's one of the great heights Sugar has been able to attain. So coming to the SBE project, not also only women, you see some of these young people as well. You see, they are like forced to early marriages and all that. So based on their background, should I say financial background, they are forced to do things they don't really want to, or we could say ignorance as well. So we've been able to educate them, give them financial literacy, and give them ways on how to take care of themselves, be independent as well. So those are some
Nice one. I know that working for humanity
Yeah.
and for social causes are never easy. What keeps you inspired? What keeps you going?
Okay, like I said earlier, the passion to see people who are struggling get better lives. That's what keeps the number one priority. Like what keeps me going or keeps us going, the passion to see smiles on these people's faces is something that keeps us going. If somebody is struggling, at least they're in a better place tomorrow through us. So it's something that drives us.
Amazing. Thank you. Mr. Frugal, going forward, what are your plans for the future? Where do you hope for FEF to attend in the nearest future?
Yes, because like I said earlier, our dream is very big. We have the talent development charity and as well as the skill initiative. And what we tend to do, we just want to make sure that the whole Nigeria benefits from the vision of the Frugal Foundation on supporting the vulnerable across the nations. As of today, we have reached over 18 states in Nigeria, including Abuja here.
Okay.
And just like the small business empowerment that's currently assisting vulnerable lady women here in Abuja, we want to spread this initiative across the 36 states of the country. And as for the elderly community, which we have not really talked about it, but we've done a lot, there's some vulnerable elderly people that they don't have children anymore. We have a project we used to go cater for them. Yeah, so we go cater for them and assign a social worker to take care of them. And which is one of the key issues. Like myself personally, I just don't want to see people just suffering like that. Yeah, so I'll try to do something to solve that. Then as for the talent development, one of our music artists just returned from UK.
On the tour?
Yeah. So he was there last year and he also went this year. So that's the platform we're giving to young people to become who they want to be in life.
Nice. Tell us more about your platform. How can indigent people out there access you? Tell us about your website. How can you be reached? Do you have desk officers?
Yes, of course. We have offices across different states. But in terms of the website, our website is professionally built. It's www.frugalempowermentfoundation.org. Just for instance, for those that want to register for a specific project, say talent development, if you click on talent, you see where you can register there. If you want to register as a volunteer, so everything is there. Just for instance as well, because we just rounded up the batch B for the small business empowerment that's taking place in Nigeria. So we've scheduled, our target is just 100 women this Wednesday. Now, for those who want to register for batch C, the form is actually there. So if you go to the website, just go to ski, under ski, you get SB. The SB, you just click, then the form is there. Our number is also there, just in case for those that want to reach out to us. And here's my secretary. She's any information that we're able to respond as quickly as possible.
Well, I must thank you so much for coming to interact with us on the program today, and keep it up with the labor of love. And we pray here that you find all the blessings therein.
You're most welcome. Thank you very much.
All right. Stay with us on Good Morning Abuja. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue.
I don't even know where to start from. Like, which of the questions should I ask?
Yes, it's ladylike. And today we have a fantastic personality.
Run this mother. Who run the world? Girls. 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 Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother? Who run this mother?
What a man can do, a woman can do even better, 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 best.
A journey of exploration and empowerment on Young Hearts.
At Young Hearts, we believe in the power of youth to shape the future.
You can say we are too young and we know too much.
There are so many young people who are very skilled and talented.
Join us as we embark on this transformative journey of discovery and growth.
Join us.
Join us.
Join us every Monday 5:30 p.m.
at 5:30 p.m.
on NCA Channel 5 Abuja. Hello friends, welcome to Kiddies World. My name is Omorade with Erse. Here with me is
the Guntayo and Kwasi Justina, and today we have many fun things in store for you.
I had so much fun and I hope you had fun.
Exactly, it was exciting, especially when I saw the lion, orchids, and buffaloes.
Welcome back and thank you so much for staying tuned to Good Morning Abuja. Well, for my next discussion, we will discuss how to tackle the menace of child abuse in our various communities. My guest is an accomplished social worker and she's already here seated with me. Please let's meet and greet Lady Bernice Ede. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Good morning, viewers.
It's a pleasure to have you
Same
in
here.
the studio.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Let's start by understanding the various forms of child abuse.
Okay.
It takes place.
Child abuse, we know that the lot, like you said, we know the major three, which is the physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse. Those are the major three. There are other abuses, but these ones are very major because they are causing a menace in our society and communities as a whole.
Okay, can we look at some of the issues or factors that can warrant this, the causes, some of the causes of it?
Well, I'll talk about, first of all, the physical one, which is, sometimes people go to the homes or villages to bring children to say, okay, like, I'm going back to my station. I would like to train your child. Please let me have your child with me. I'll take care of her or him. I'll take her to school. They always promise school. And what happens when a child arrives in town and what is a different story? They make this child become a slave to them. They start using this child as for their own labor, sending the child to sell stuff instead of sending this child to school. Okay, so, and when this child starts resisting the matric discharge, some of them we've been able to rescue so many of them. I can give instances of some children, they came in to, I don't want to mention the state, they picked this child and the child desired to go to school, but this child will not go to school. Instead, they are sending their own children to school and make this child to start, selling stuff from morning till night. Like in this case, in several cases, but I'll take this as a study, a case study, where she will be giving plantain to go hawk from morning. Imagine a child on the street from morning, hawking this plantain from morning till about, let's say, sometimes she said 4 o'clock, she will go to one place and stay there.
With little or no education?
No, nothing. This is a child that was taken from her parent that promised school, although she was supposed to come, okay, help with the baby seat, right? And then from there go to school. But this case, nothing. She was made to hawk this plantain, and if she doesn't sell, she will be beaten, seriously beaten. I mean, it's not a small beat. I'm talking about using all forms of whatever to beat this child. So somebody now reported this case and called us and said, look, they found this child on the street that since morning, according to the child, that she's been here from morning till about, we're now talking about 8 p.m. What is going on? Why are you not going home? She said that she's afraid to go back home because if she goes home, she has not been able to sell enough plantain for the day. That if she gets home, she will be beaten again. So this man now took this child and said, okay, take me to your home. Let me see. Let's meet this your auntie. Okay. And they go home, and her aunties, she now entered the house. She had, fortunately, although, because before then she was able to sell 2 plantain. So the auntie said, where have you been? She said, I was trying to sell, that I sold 3. She said, since morning. Apparently she sold and used 50 naira to buy granite to be able to eat something, not knowing that there's an adult with her. So the auntie wanted to now start beating when the man appeared and said, so madam, so it's true. So this is what you're doing to this child. He said, who called you? Who told you? So do you mean this child has been with you? Not selling what we sent her. She turned the case. So the man now walked away and called us. So the next day, we swung into action. We visited the woman to interrogate, to find out. Fortunately for us, because any report, we need evidence to be able to, So we checked the child. We saw all the beating behind her backs, all the marks and everything. And that was how we took the child away from her.
This is it's devastating, actually. It is. Okay, now, what are the available tools or measures that parents and caregivers can employ to adequately be well informed themselves and also educate the children on about their rights and their personal safety?
Well, we do awareness. We have been able to create many awareness, and we do this twice a month to go out to inform people about the ills of child abuse and the consequences of child abuse. And then for the parent too, who gives their children out, I think we have been able to tell them that, look, stop. You don't give your child out. If you're not able to send this child to school, there are government schools. They don't pay school fees. Take these children there and let them go to school. Because if they don't go to school, you destroy their future, okay? And then for those that are being abused, we have been able to create, there's also a telephone, government, where you can call and report abuse. There's a number, yes, helpline. You can report this abuse, whether it's for sexual abuse, physical abuse, or emotional. I know emotional abuse is another bad one that is hidden.
Yes.
And this one affects any child. When they grow up, they start misbehaving because, of course, they've told them while they were younger that they cannot be anything in life. So that one too is hidden. You can't see it. But it's just there. This child is being abused every single day of his or her life. So those tools are available to be able to call for help, report. We've got a lot of people that report as well. They call and they are anonymous. We can't mention who reports such cases. You understand? And then, of course, the government also has provided another tool whereby security men, the police, we work with the police. They come, they go for the rescue. Most times, police escort us to the rescue because it's also not easy for us to go for these missions, right? So the police are also involved in this rescue as well. The community police, that is anywhere it's happening, we go to such report. We first of all inform the police, and then they go with us for the rescue.
What are some of the indices to look out for? How can social workers, parents, and concerned individuals recognize traces and signs of child abuse from a distance?
Okay. For sexual, I've always told parents that if you have a girl child or even a boy, when they come back from school, interact with them. What happened in school today? But because our today parents, everybody is busy, so many are busy. They don't even have a relationship with their children. So this child is hurting, probably has been defiled, and it's just there, mommy, what, please stay with, but the child is telling you something that somebody has put his or her finger in this child and you are not able. So those signs, when a child consistently keep calling you, mommy here, mommy my vagina, mommy my bum bum, whatever, you check this child and find out what exactly has happened. Or you take the child to the hospital and let them check. Even for the boys, you can check. That's for sexual abuse. And then, of course, you have 72 hours to be able to find out if anything has occurred, to be able to get the test done and report such matters. And then for physical, of course, the behavior again changes. The child becomes dull, is not excited to go to school anymore. They get scared when they are going to school. Recently, my daughter also came back home crying. A baby, she's just 3 years old. And she started crying when they took her to school. She didn't want to enter the class. So I said, okay, something is wrong. So I called the teacher. I said, what is going on? That my child used to be excited going back to school in the mornings. What is going on? So, and then she started saying words like, I beat you. I beat you. I said, we don't say this in the house. So those are the signs. A lot of signs you can actually, if you are very watchful, if you're looking at your child, you monitor you'll be able to find out exactly what is going on. So maybe your child is now dull, especially that area. Excited child is now dull. You should be able to find out.
So there's every need for caregivers and parents to be very intentional.
Exactly,
about
very
children in their custody.
That's the word. That's the word.
Let's look at the judicial system and law enforcement. What are some of the things that they can do to ensure quick intervention processes?
Yes. When we report cases, of course, sometimes it delays justice. The justice gets delayed. And we've had a situation whereby a culprit was sent to, especially from the police station, he was released. And, of course, it was, went to court. That one too was delayed. But I'm glad now. I can tell you that in Lagos State, I have to mention the Lagos State government, they are really doing a lot. I am so proud of Lagos State government, and I will say it any day, anytime.
A lot of people have been saying this actually.
Lagos State, you don't get away with sexual abuse, any form of child abuse, you don't. You go in for it. And the justice system there is very fast. Okay.
Quickly, ma'am, we don't have a lot of time left with us. Are there any rehabilitation processes involved for children who have gone through abuse?
Yes, definitely we offer social support, psychosocial support. And then, of course, there are houses. I would mention Lagos State because it's a state where
like a safe house.
Yes. Because when you rescue a child, you don't leave the child there for the abuser to continue. You take the child away. So there are homes established for this place, for these children to be kept, and they're very clean places. They're clean homes where they put them for a period of time. If it's maybe you're not the child, mother, parent, put them there until the parent will be invited, questioned, and of course released to them eventually with undertaking. But if they are parent, they take the children from them and they take them to court. The government takes them to court.
Lastly, many parents and caregivers may not want to come forward with information because of social stigma or maybe shame. What can you say about this?
That one has been a very challenging moment for us because sometimes they report case and then the parents want to continue with this case and suddenly they're like, oh no, somebody called me from the village and said, don't worry, let's settle the matter off record and everything. And you tell them that eventually this will affect this child when they grow up. Okay, so we begin to counsel, tell them this child needs justice. The need for this child to get justice, basically. And it takes a lot, though. it's still very challenging because of the society we are in.
That's the much we can take on this discussion. It has been an eye-opener for me. I hope I'll have you again soon.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful. Thank you.
We'll take another short break, and when we come back, money saving tips is next.
At Young Hearts, we believe in the power of youth to shape the future.
You can say we are too young and we know too much.
There are so many young people who are very skilled and talented.
Join us as we embark on this transformative journey of discovery and growth.
Join us.
Join us every Monday 5:30 p.m.
at 5:30 p.m.
on NCA Channel 5 Abuja.
Of course, you know we don't leave you unentertained every morning on the show. Up next is our musical break.
Ebokola many kilometers. Esa fáwọn tá mi pé mo ṣìránù pa. All day, now only day for my side. Calling back for my headline. Baby, room your must style. And I'm talking say I ain't trying. Only day for my side. Calling back for my headline. Baby, room your must style. And I'm talking say I ain't trying. So make I no talk about all the facility. Because you know say I been be out of stability. The bally power nippy. We no money not the artillery. I'm the artillery for days. Sometimes shame me. I just took a shot of whiskey. Get you some energy. You know you're quite magic. You know you're quite magic. Sometimes shame me. I just took a shot of whiskey. Get you some energy. You know you're quite magic. You know you're quite magic. I just put the money, the baby, and everything that you need. Hey.
Back to the show. We are hoping it's going to be a beautiful sun-shining day, but who knows? Let's take a look at the weather forecast. Have it, the weather forecast for the day, and that wraps it up on the show this morning. I hope you had an exciting time hanging out with us this morning, and we hope and know that you will be with us again tomorrow bright and early for another interesting time on Good Morning Abuja. My name is Neka Iwe. I'll be with you again real soon. Until then, God bless you.
Loving the easy. Loving the easy. Now I am there, oh my God. No lose God. If you don't want to cry, I better go. I know come do what you. I know come do what you. If I invest in my love, sure I go see return. Tell me now. I know come do what you. I better go.